What's going on, guys? This is Mage. I'm doing a quick in-house game replay while we wait for the Play FFA Cup to start. It should be an interesting one. It's one that Maga personally sent me a little while ago, so I've got high hopes for it. We're going to start in the top left corner where we have Soso, or Soso, depending on how he goes. He is playing human, which is his main race, and certainly one of the best humans in the game right now. I have high hopes that he is going to be one of the finalists in the cup, so we'll see how it goes. Then down on the left of him, we have J33. We've not seen him play in quite a while, but he was the season 19, maybe? One of the recent seasons of FML was won by J33. He is going for a Alterfast, so he may be going for a Demon Hunter, which we don't often see. Below him, we have Tyrant66 playing human. Usually we see him playing Undead or Night Elf, so it'll be interesting to see how he handles a new race. And then to the right of him, we have Supercumulo, or Cumulo. He's a player we've been seeing a lot more of recently. A very good solo player, and we hope that he's able to convert it over to free-for-all, although we've not really seen that so far. Across from him, we have Kai, friend of HDRT's, and somebody who joins free-for-all games pretty frequently, but is a bit of a troll, to say the least. In his corner, sharing with him, is You Just Got Shaved. Shaved is one of the more active custom game players in the free-for-all scene these days. Should put up quite a good fight against Kai, and it'll be interesting to see how those two pair off, since they are both somewhat trolls, and could be an interesting battle. And then above him we have Magadansky. Probably needs no introduction at this point. He is playing pretty standard Undead. It looks like he'll be paired off with Fetta, who is playing Orc. A player who is very, very friendly, but perhaps not the most micro-happy player out there. Could be interesting to see how he'll match up with Maga. I could see an early Fiend push by Magadansky taking him out. So for those of you that don't know, Market Square is going to be the Play FFA Cup final map, so we should see, hopefully, some of these players back here in a few hours. The way Market Square usually works is that you do get the players kind of squaring off in 1v1s at their corners. We can see J33 is going for an early block off of his base, probably a smart move with Soso there. We'll make sure that Soso is not able to tower rush him. And actually, we are going to see that Cumulo is going to go ahead and pull an early creep camp on the Bandit Lord here. We had a recent creeping patterns with Persuade where we talked about how, as a human player, you could take this down pretty easily. But that was with Mountain King as your first hero. We'll see how well this goes for him with Archmage. It does look like he's pulled off one of those Apprentice Wizards. We'll have to hope that he does not pull the rest of the creep camp. It looks like he may have gone ahead and done so. Bandit Lord does have a Divine Shield ability, but it just went off. Hopefully, Cumulo can take it down before it goes off again. And what will the item be? It's going to be a... Okay, so a Amulet of the Wild. Certainly not the worst item you could get. It's not one of the silly books, so should be a interesting decision by him to see if he's going to try and take out Tyrant early on. We can see that Tyrant went for the more basic Archmage and Militia creeping of some of the green camps there. On the other hand, we see that Kai has gone ahead and early crept that expansion and will be able to put one up very, very soon. If Tyrant goes for this, that could create a lot of problems, but it looks like he'll go back towards the middle. But Soso is going to go ahead and take his corner expansion here, so it looks like J33 is going to be the one that is left out to dry right now. For those of you on Twitch, if you could just let me know how the audio quality is, that would be great. I'm using a new setup, so hopefully we'll see some improved sound between the co-casters when we do co-casting later today. I know that the recent audios have been a little bit shaky, so it is my intention to try and fix that as much as possible. Over here we can see that Cumulo is going to go for this quick rush. He has popped his Ursa Warrior out already, and this is a very good item against Militia especially, and Cumulo should be able to take Tyrant out here, presuming that nothing goes terribly wrong. I'll be interested to see if Cumulo is going to go ahead and toss up some towers. He's got the Lumber Mill on the way up as we speak, so I do believe that that could be in the cards. We do see that level 2 has just popped off here for Tyrant, though. Really could use level 3, obviously, and Cumulo is going to hit level 3 before too long. When we get level 2 Water Elementals, I don't see any way that Tyrant's going to be able to withstand that. Speaking of level 3, it pops off right there as we were talking about it for Cumulo. Looks like the Archmage for Tyrant is going to go down. A beautifully timed stomp from the Ursa Warrior there, and it will be Tyrant that is our first player knocked out of the game, it certainly looks like. He does not even have an expansion up and running at the moment, so he's got no way to rebuild, really. And I'm curious what Cumulo told Tyrant, but does look like whatever it was, he was proven right about it, and he is actually gaining quite a bit of experience right now, so well played on his part. Level 4 on the Archmage, I do believe that gives him the highest hero level so far. And who this is really going to benefit, actually, is J33, because J33 will now be able to expand down here, whereas it looked like Tyrant was going to take that earlier on. And here we go, Magadansky going to do some early creeping in the middle. We'll see if he's just going for the edge items or if he actually tries to take that creep camp early on. Soso going ahead and trying to take down one of his red creeps early on. We can see that he's got several low footmen already, but with the level 2 water elemental should be able to take this down. Has to be careful he does not lose these footmen though, since while they're not the most important units in the game, they are still important to have early on due to the fact that you have a bunch more creeping that needs to be done. You will see players frequently lose their creeps on purpose later on in games, but a little too early for that to be started yet. Magadansky does look like he has hit level 3 on the Death Knight in the meantime. We can see that Soso is level 3, soon to be level 4 on the Archmage, and J33 has grabbed a Panda as his second hero, so he went for the quicker tech before going for his first expansion. An interesting choice, and not one that we see in free-for-all too often. I wonder if it is purely because he's worried about Soso taking him out and wanted to make sure that he got better heroes, or what the deal with that is. But we can see that his expansion is going up as we speak. Soso's already got his expansion up and running. Fetta has his going up as we speak as well. Magadansky going ahead and getting a few extra bonus creeps by going towards the middle there. Shaved and Kai both have an expansion each, as does Magadansky. Cumulo has his going up as we speak, and it is at the somewhat odd position of right in the middle of what was formerly Tyrant's base. We'll go ahead and check a little bit on the gold and the economy here. Soso is about halfway to tier 2. He's got 1,300. Fetta is almost up to tier 2, and he's got about 900 and 500. Sorry, almost up to tier 3, actually. We've got Magadansky just started his tech up to tier 3, and Shaved is about a quarter of the way up to tier 3. Kai is almost to tier 2, and Supercumulo has just started his tech to tier 2 as we speak. Let's see what item was dropped here. Soso picks up a Scroll of Resurrection, so with a human player, that's not the worst item that you could get. Certainly not the one you're hoping for with the Infernal, but it does look like he's going to be forced to have a little early engagement here by J33, just doing some harassment damage, trying to get the Panda up to level 3, which when that happens, going to be very, very good news for J33. And does look like J33 is going to chase after a little. Soso is going for taking down this expansion as quickly as possible. Over on the other side of the map, we can see Shaved is taking down that creep camp as well. We'll see what item drops in the meantime. It looks like J33 may be forced to cancel the expansion. Yes, he is in fact going to be. And Shaved picks up a Scroll of Resurrection as well. So some early shitty game drops. Nice staff there by J33. And now actually got to be very careful for Soso, but he does have a potion. Pops that up. So early game fights here going on between Soso and J33. It looks like at the moment, slight advantage going to Soso, but if he loses the Archmage, this is going to change very, very quickly. And a lot of very weak units, such as these Assassins, which do a lot of DPS, but go down very easily as well. And the Demon Hunter does have the... does have a TP on it, so it can get out if need be, which looks like, oof, does not time it well, and Soso is able to get level 5 on the Archmage, keeps it alive just barely. J33 losing the Demon Hunter is a huge mistake on his part, and it looks like on the other side of the map, we've got Magadansky and Fetta having a quick 1v1 here, but Fetta has towered up his expansion, has the upgrades on the towers already, so Magadansky wisely not going to push in too far. Kai looks like he's trying to take down his first red camp here. One of the riflemen is hexed at the moment, and let's see what the Dark Wizard will drop for him. Dagger of Escape, that's going to be a great item when combined with the Mountain King, which Kai has just produced. And it looks like not bringing the Mountain King over, so the Archmage should hit level 5 there. And J33 doing some more harassment damage, does not have his Demon Hunter back out yet. It's got another probably 50 seconds before it's going to be out. So this is kind of a risky gambit for him, especially with a Mountain King out and the Geomancer 4 slow. He could easily lose this Pandarian Brewmaster as well. Not sure I agree with this strategy right now. It's very easy to get yourself trapped in the base, and he is doing a significant amount of damage, but I think this is definitely going to go the way of Soso unless something drastically changes. We do see the tower is denied, but Soso has a potion of healing on the Archmage, so he's not going to be able to take that down, I don't believe, and J33 probably going to lose everything here. We can see there is slow on the Panda already. Panda does hit level 3, so maybe that will save him, gives him a little bit of extra health, and not able to pull off the surround. The Mountain King has been well kited by the Triads, and J33 doing a nice job making sure he keeps his units in front of the Panda, and the Panda will escape. So somewhat surprised. I thought that would be the first order of business, would be to take down that Pandarian Brewmaster, and perhaps I spoke too soon, but there we go. Abolish does go off on the Panda, will get away safely. So there we go. We now have the Archmage level 5 helping to creep the middle here, and we've got the Blink Dagger on the Mountain King. That is going to be a ferocious problem to deal with for the other players later on. And let's see, we do not... Somebody must have stolen that middle camp earlier on. Sorry to miss that. But it does look like we are going to have a creep jack here by Magadansky on Fetta. Fetta has gotten his Panda up to level 3. So he went Panda, Torrent Chieftain, Shadow Hunter. Interesting choice on his part. We've seen him do it before. Not something that I completely agree with. And there we go. Dreadlord is out. This is going to be GG for that Panda. Does get the TP off just in time. I thought they were going to wait for the Lich to be able to nuke it as well. However, I did not see the low health, but there we go. Followed up by the Death Knight. Going to go ahead and coil it. Try to bring down these Tauren Totems as well now, but it looks like we may have Shave trying to do some damage to Magadansky. Maga is at 1700, 280, and 43 of 90. Did see that Destroyer go down there a moment ago. So Alchemist has an Inferno Stone. There we go. We finally gotten the drop that everybody was waiting for. So we now have level 5, level 3 for Cumulo. He's actually in very good shape. And J33 looks like he is hellbent on taking out Soso, but he is only at 45 food and 300, 400, although Soso does not have a whole lot more himself. He is does have a level 5 Archmage, so that will be something at least, but he is pretty low on gold as well, not able to maintain anything due to the fact that he keeps having his expansion harassed, and he's got this Scout Footman down here to make sure that no extra expansion does go up. And there we go, TP in, coming in, and I think J33 may have a leg up in this fight. We'll see how it goes, but Mortar Team in very bad position here, but it looks like J33's Demon Hunter may be forced to burn that potion or TP out. We do not have a rejuvenation on it, perhaps, actually not sure why we don't have a rejuvenation. It would seem like a wise course of action right now, but the Demon Hunter does TP out with just barely enough health to get it out. So Soso able to gain a little more experience there, but comes at the cost of a lot of peasants. And here we go. We're going to have Magadansky and Shaved line up for their first fight. The Paladin looks like it's probably going to go down here. Sleep does go off on the Archmage. Magadansky with just the huge heroes already. Well, to be fair, I suppose only a huge Death Knight, but looks like the more heroes he's killing, we're going to see those go up quickly. And Kai and Cumulo are going to face off in a 1v1, it looks like, as well. Magadansky allowed to finish creeping the Siege Golem, and there we go, 5-3-2 for him now. Let's see how Cumulo does handle Kai here. It looks like Kai has gone up to 80 food army indeed, and Cumulo just at 53, but he's capped at 60 right now. If this expansion goes down, he is going to be in a lot of trouble. Has plenty of gold, but not very much wood at the moment. On the other side of the map, it does look like we have J33 back to harassing Soso, so I suspect Soso is probably a little sick of that right now. Certainly makes sense, and he's going to be going all in on J33's base right now, not even bothering to try and defend the expansion, and I'd be curious to see the gold count, how much he's actually managed to save from the expansion versus how much he's wasted in trying to keep it alive. Magadansky looks like he's ready to go ahead and end Fetta. We see that Panda go down yet again. Shadow Hunter is very low, and I suspect it will go down momentarily as well. This is the problem with spawning next to Magadansky. It's always a struggle to stay alive, and this looks like it's not going to prove to be any different. Ordinarily, this is a great game. I would not go up to 2x speed, but it looks like we may run out of time right now before the Play FFA Cup starts, so I'm going to go ahead and kick this up to 2x speed. Unfortunately, it looks like this may just be 2x speed for Fetta getting tomed by Maga, and we can see the rage coming in there, although a nice stomp on the Death Knight, but not going to be able to take it down. Torrent Chieftain goes down, as does the Shadow Hunter there. Let's scroll over to another fight here. We've got Soso and J33 trying to duke it out here. Looks like this fight may be going slightly in Soso's favor. We do see the massive amounts of wisps coming out here, purely trying to dispel all the mana from the casters there. We do see Demon Hunter and Panda both getting low, but so is the Mountain King. Mountain King just trying to kite it back a little bit. Panda goes down, as does the Demon Hunter. GG called by J33, and that will be the end of it for J33. It looks like Shaved and Magadansky looks like they may be squaring up now, though. Maga does have a level 3 Dreadlord to go with his level 3 Lich and level 5 Death Knight at the moment. Is getting fed some more food by these Griffin Riders just being in bad position. Level 6 on the Death Knight. Sleep goes off on the Archmage. We do not have a TP on the Mountain King. I suspect we'll see that go down very quickly. Surprised we haven't seen Magadansky pull out any Destroyers yet. He is at 70 of 40, though, just being desperately hurt by these tanks. Need to force a TP out here some way. We'll see if he manages to or not. Looks like the Black Citadel will survive. Mountain King goes down for Shaved, as does the last of the Siege Engines. And the Paladin should follow suit momentarily, I think. There is enough. Yep, so Paladin does go down, and Magadansky's heroes are just out of this world right now. We can see Cumulo forced to pop his Infernal. He is able to ward Kai back right now, and Archmage does not have a TP on it. And no third hero right now for Cumulo, and looks like we will not be having a third hero for a while due to the fact that that has gone down there. Magadansky exacting some retribution here against Shaved, but Shaved is in good shape economy-wise. Ooh, not as good as I thought with 2 expansions, actually. 500 and 1500, 48 of 50, and Magadansky now finally up to 60, 2 more of these going up, so he'll be able to make a full 80 food army, but gonna have to be forced to retreat here to take out these tanks. It looks like, honestly, Shaved is just suiciding at this point. This is not something that's being terribly helpful for him. We'll take a quick look at our economies now. Soso at 40 and 900. Fetta is at 700 and 300. He's going up to a 100 food army. Magadansky is at 300, 375 of 80. Shaved is at 190, 2,060 food. We've got Kai at 190 and 2,000, and Cumulo actually has the most at 1,600 and 1,600, but he is being forced to defend himself against Kai right now. He is taking expansion and upgrading that to the castle right now, but certainly having some problems defending against Kai and producing mass griffs right now, which will be interesting to see how that goes for him. Magadansky does look like he's going to finish off the second expansion that Shave has going right now. And actually, Shaved is going to try to defend it. Perhaps not the wisest choice. We'll see how it plays out for him. Does look like the Archmage will be slept again, which means that both the Paladin and Mountain King are fair game to be nuked and taken down. We do see the Mountain King fall just so easily there. Archmage forced to pop a potion of vulnerability, and the Paladin is going to be nuked down here momentarily, I would guess. And there we go. So level 5, level 6, level 4, but being forced to defend now against Fetta Ook as well, and Fetta Ook has a good army to counter this. He's got a lot more food. The hero levels are pretty low, but this could be a perfect chance for him to gain some more experience that he desperately needs. Magadansky going to be forced to relying on nuking these heroes to get him out. Panda does not have a TP, which seems like a critical mistake for our Orc player here. There are no TPs on any of his heroes, so he is pot committed right now to taking down Magadansky, and the Death Knight looks like it may actually go down there. A beautiful use of Death Pack, and look at the micro Magadansky is displaying right now. This is just beyond ridiculous that he is managing it, and we see that, boy, that was incredible that Magadansky is able to pull this off. That was a 100 food army against probably 65 food, but that is the advantage of having the micro that Maga's got, as well as being quite a bit more fed up than Fetta Ook was. But he is able to defeat pretty much the entirety of Fetta Ook's army, and Fetta Ook looks like he may be going for a self-kill. Nope. Maybe that was a shade that got taken down there. And now it's going to be Soso attacking Magadansky as well. Soso does have level 6 on his Archmage right now, so we could see mass TP into Magadansky's base before too long. Ooh, so Magadansky cannot catch a break right now. Let's check out what his economy looks like. He is at 1,500 and 900, and we'll see what Magadansky is able to do here. Nice surround there by Soso, but able to get out of it, and down goes that Mountain King. So, yet again, nobody is able to live against the ferocious nuking power that Magadansky has. He is pretty much dominating these fights with only 3 heroes and 2 destroyers. Kai has just hit level 7 on his Archmage. Paladin is up to level 3. Cumulo does not look like he is able to fare very well in these fights against Kai right now. He does have level 6 Archmage of his own, a level 6 Archmage of his own, but it's certainly not going his way so far. He does have the castle up and expended now. Let's see if he can grab a Mountain King, and maybe that will be able to help him out. And oof, looks like Fetta trying to do some more harassment damage, but it's going to be just his heroes going down again and again. And Kai trying to take out essentially what is an expansion now for Cumulo. Finishing that up, he does have 1 expansion up and running momentarily. Will be forced to try and defend it, though. And apparently I was about 30 seconds too soon to jump the gun on that. Magadansky Infernal is out. Level 6 on the Dreadlord. Lich has Death and Decay going. And Magadansky is a force to be reckoned with, that is for sure, and leading in with this Mountain King is a bold strategy, probably not one that's going to work out very well for Soso. Towers are going down as we see. The bats could prove to be somewhat of a problem, and Shadow Hunter just pops out, but Magadansky takes it down again, and Frostworm is very low. Let's see if the coil will save it or not. Going to lose a Meat Wagon in the process, and yep, we can see that Soso's heroes just falling one after the other. Magadansky is going to be trip 10 before too long, and even the teaming right now is not helping these guys. Maga has 1 expansion up and running, but he is being tanked in the meantime. This is really how they are going to beat Magadansky, is by denying him his expansions. He's only got 3,000 gold left on his main, but he is up to 2,700 now, so despite the fact that he has been constantly fighting, he's probably in the best position economy-wise when you take into consideration his heroes and his, units. So over on the other side of things, it does look like Cumulo will be the one to take out, or be taken out by Kai. Kai is up to 7, 6, and 4, so almost 5. He's in pretty good shape himself right now. And Soso's tanks will go down to Magadansky. The Infernal about to go away, though, which is too bad since that's such a great source of damage against these tanks. And really is just being fed right now. I mean, these are just the only way you can beat them, I guess, is by sending out tanks to harass the different expansions. It is very difficult for any player to try and take on even Magadansky, but he does do it better than most. He's at 876 right now, and he desperately needs to take one of these players out so they stop harassing him. Actually, 3rd expansion is about to be up and running for him momentarily. There we go. Torn Chieftain goes down again. At this point, it's not even worth anything, to say the least. And there we go. A beautiful Death and Decay will take out most of this expansion. So Fetta will be knocked out of this before too long. And Panda is back. We'll see if anything else is building. Yep, Shadow Hunter has come back as well. He is building a great haul in his base. But if Magadansky is allowed to, he's going to take him out. On the other hand, it looks like Soso is doing his level best to try and do as much damage as possible. All the heroes do have TPs on them now, I believe. Beautiful use of the Infernal, and there we go. Slept on the Archmage, which tried to TP out there at the last moment. It's going to be forced to burn a real TP to get out now. And Mountain King does not have a TP, so that'll be something that Magadansky can focus down later on. And are we really going to see a 3v1 when Kai takes out Cumulo? I think we probably will. You can probably sense the frustration coming through for Magadansky right now, being forced to deal with a heavy 2v1 the entire time, or 3v1 when you take into account Shaved earlier on, and soon to be a 3v1 again when Kai finishes off Cumulo. Cumulo staying in the game is really the best thing that can happen for Magadansky at the moment. Maga is trying his level best to complete the takeout on Fetta so he can have that 1v1 against Soso, and no TP on the Mountain King. We are going to see that go down again. Just beautiful usage of the heroes. Mass TP coming out here for Soso. Magadansky's shoes, I'd almost want to make him, or let him use that, just because of the fact that he really doesn't want to have to try and take on those tanks right now. And a huge mass TP coming into Magadansky's base. This could take down the Black Citadel. I don't know if Magadansky has a TP on him right now. He does not. He is being forced to run around, so this is going to be crucial for Soso. He has managed to take out the entirety of Magadansky's base, essentially. One of the boneyards is left, and we've got a Temple of the Damned and a slaughterhouse left, as well as 2 slaughterhouses and the crypt. So he will be able to produce units still, but certainly not the position that he wants himself to be in. And it looks like Fetta may try his hand at taking out Magadansky now. We've seen how that's gone in the past. Honestly, I don't know how Fetta is going to have any chance to win this. Frankly, I don't think he does have any chance to win it, but perhaps his best strategy would just be to stay at 50 and hope that he can build bats late game to take him on. Cumulo and Kai are both getting involved here. Could we see a true 4v1 against Magadansky? It looks like that may happen. Oh boy. And Kai seems persistent in chasing him down. Kai may be the biggest threat with that level 6 Mountain King. You can see that Soso has been unsuccessful in leveling up his Mountain King at all, and a wise move here actually by Soso to go for a stab. He will be able to gain some much needed levels off of Fetta. I'm very unclear as to what Kai is doing right now. Magadansky comes in and enters the fight as well, and this is just going to be a whole lot of shenanigans and fun, I think. We do see the Mountain King being nuked down here, and the Mountain King will go down to Magadansky. That's got to be in the range of 20 hero kills already for him. Soso has hit level 7 on that Archmage, level 4 on the Paladin, but the key hero here is that Mountain King, which is still level 4, and looks like it may go down to Magadansky as well. We'll see if he just tries to force a TP here. There's no Paladin in the range to pass the TP, but it will be staffed out instead. Magadansky has hit level 8 on the Dreadlord. Level 10 is not far away for all the heroes, and we're going to see a mass TP right back into Magadansky's base. He does have the Destroyers helping out, but unfortunately not able to attack the Spellbreakers. And down here we can see that Cumulo, at least, is not going to participate in a 4v1 against Maga. We'll continue to do some harassment damage to Kai. And while we've got a brief break, let's take a look at some of our economy. We've got 1,831 for Kai. Cumulo's got 2,517. He's pretty much a non-factor. Soso is at 1,500, 6,078. Fetta is at 1,400, 2,080. Magadansky at 1,180 while being at 47. So Kai actually in very good shape right now. I do not believe the players have any idea how much gold he has, just due to the fact that this game has been so chaotic so far. And Fetta going with the bold strategy of Mass Wyvern against the Dreadlord and Lich. I don't think this is going to work out particularly well for them. Mega has scouted that Soso is nearby, and there we go. We get a Mass TP, and it's now going to be teaming out Fetta. So Soso looks like he wants to desperately gain some more levels and is willing to try and take out Fetta. Perhaps thinks that Fetta has a lot more experience than he actually does, but it turns out he's actually just going right back from Magadansky. That was merely a mass TP as a placeholder, so to say, and Maga will be forced to lose his haul again and not going to be able to take out anything of Soso's army this go-bout. Looks like Kai is going to be going for Soso, though, on the other side of the map, so 2v1 has been, or sorry, the 4v1 has been eliminated a little bit for now. It's just going to be a steady 2v1, which Magadansky is used to. And yet another expansion will be going down, but it looks like Soso could be in some trouble here, depending on how Kai decides to play this. Kai looks like he wants to go back after Magadansky, though, instead. So the back and forth here is really just very interesting. Magadansky does not appear to have any interest in going for Fetta. Perhaps a temporary truce right now going on for these players. Fetta did not take down the Necro there, and here we go. We're going to have another fight between Soso and Magadansky. Soso forced to TP away again. How will the fight with Kai fare? And Kai going to be forced to TP again. So Fetta gaining some slow experience here, and perhaps this is the way that Fetta is going to get himself back into the game. He'll have 2 expansions going before too long. Magadansky still struggling to get up this first expansion. Wise move on his part, putting the ghouls here. Not only does it continue to allow him to get some lumber, it will allow him to protect against the Spellbreakers and take those down. We do see Cumulo going to go ahead and team Soso as well, so almost a 3v3 against 2 team fight going on right now. Obviously, this is free-for-all and everything will change at the drop of a pin. But for now, it looks like we may have managed to level this out a little bit. This could be the end of Cumulo, though, and a very nice move for Soso. If he can get Cumulo out of the game, and more importantly, take down these heroes before going for building kill, he'll gain some much-needed experience. That Mountain King's still level 4. It feels like it's been level 4 for pretty much the entire game, and he is not able to do anything against Magadansky with it being only level 4. Blizzard doing a lot of damage to these siege engines. I'm somewhat surprised that Soso is not microing these better. He does have staffs and could just staff them out here. But instead it looks like he's going to go ahead and lose every siege engine, it appears. Back in his base, it looks like Kai is building an expansion to go ahead and TP to help Soso. This has certainly turned into one of the most interesting games that I have seen in a long, long time. We often talk about the role that teaming plays in the game, but we've actually turned this into essentially an arranged team game where you don't have your allies locked. There we go. Paladin does go down there. Mountain King's got to be close to level 5, just needs another kill, and Paladin is pretty close as well. Soso almost accidentally wanders into Kai's base, but here we go. The tank is trying to do the remainder of the damage to take it down. Should be able to get this Archmage down now that he has the invulnerability potion taken off, and Kai actually doing quite a bit of damage, and there we go. Was that taken out by... Looks like it was taken out by Soso. So he does hit level 5 on his Archmage, and this will be the end of Cumulo when that altar goes down. But looks like he's not going to focus on that. Instead, going to try and take out this Alchemist, which looks like he may do a nice job with. Alchemist will go down. That should be close to level 5 on the Paladin. And Magadansky going for mass expansions now. He has been denied gold all game. Looks like he really wants to go ahead and get it now. So we are left with 4 players, and it's been 48 minutes in the game. An interesting one, to say the least. So let's go ahead and take a quick look at our players here. We've got Fetta getting some experience here that he really, really needs. Kai is at 7,000, 1,500. We've got Magadansky at 150, 800. Fetta is at 2,000 at 2,000 with 80. And going to be harassed by Soso. We'll see how he deals with that. Soso forced to TP out here. Soso at 2,000 and 7,000. So Kai continues to be in very good position right now with 7,000 gold. And just as a reminder to all our viewers, in 30 minutes we will have the Play FFA Cup number 5 starting. It's going to have some great players in it. Lucifer, Hawk are both playing. Magadansky's going to be in it. HTRT is going to be in it. And we're going to have a quick 1v1 here with Maga and Kai. Kai has a lot more food than Magadansky does. We'll see if he can take advantage of it. We can see the Dragonhawk Riders all very, very low right now, and the huge AoE does take a bunch of them out. But Kai has a significant advantage, and if these tanks get into Magadansky's base, then that is certainly not going to be a good sign for Maga. Nice micro to save the Lich right there. Avatar almost is off on the Mountain King, and when that goes off, we'll see if it gets nuked down promptly. Magadansky still has a huge mana pool, although the Dreadlord is getting a little low. Goes for a quick nuke of the Mountain King, and the Mountain King does indeed go down there, and it looks like Kai just going for tanking his base right now. He's got the tank split up, I believe. Oh, nope, that's Fetta just doing some raider damage there. Nice play on his part to gain some extra gold with pillage. And Kai will continue to do damage to the base. Fetta is going to try and fight off Soso here, TPing to his base to try and save. I do not believe this is going to go well for Fetta, though. Soso is going to gain the experience that he needs to, I believe. And the Mountain King getting closer and closer to level 6. And again, we see that the Panda first here, maybe this is the best case scenario for it, where it's going to do the most damage and be the most useful, but even now it is not terribly helpful. We do see that while the Torrent Chieftain manages to get itself out, not able to do too much, and Magadansky taking the fight to Kai, so this looks like it may end up being a 1v1 with Soso and Magadansky late game, but there is a lot of gold to be killed off here for Kai, or for Magadansky to kill for Kai, but he's down to 1,700 somehow. And Avatar has been popped and maybe taken down even with Avatar on. That would be something to say the least. It was. And we are almost at triple 10 here for Magadansky, 50 minutes into the game. This is certainly a game to be watched. Glad that it got recommended, and I hope that I'm able to do it some justice. Soso does look like he is going to be able to completely take out Fetta here. I don't see how that would be denied for him. He's up to 3,000, 7,000, and 72. Magadansky should have gotten a little more gold now. He's up to 3,000 and 1,000. So, while Magadansky is busy taking out Kai right now, he is also gaining a lot of gold that he's going to need to fight off Soso and Mass TP. Lich is getting very low right now, and the Mountain King does blink out just in the nick of time, but it may go down anyway to the nuke. It does look like it will. There we go. So Mountain King falls down. We have a bunch of flying machines, but honestly at this point in the game that's not going to do a whole lot of damage. And Dreadlord closer and closer to level 10. Fetta needs to stay in the game for Magadansky, though. I do not think that a hard 2v1 with two Mass TP humans is going to go very well for him at the moment. And unfortunately for him, Kai has a lot of expansions up and around the map. So it is going to be hard to take down Kai quickly. And unfortunately, it does look like I'm a bit of a prophet since we do have Mass TP right into what remained of Magadansky's base. He has rebuilt at one of the expansions. He's got up to a Halls of the Dead there. So maybe he'll be able to take it down and build an army to help protect that, but right now this is not good news for him. We do have level 6 on the Paladin, level 6 on the Mountain King as well. We'll see if Soso's micro can keep up with Magadansky's. And it looks like the Dreadlord is going to go down, an Infernal at the last moment, but this is the first time I believe that one of Magadansky's heroes has gone down. And we'll see if he taverns it back or how this plays out, but he's trying to get Kai to help him 2v1 Soso right now, and it looks like Kai may just do that. Hard to tell. But there we go. So this is Magadansky's last base right now that Soso is getting towards. Dreadlord is back, and looks like Kai is going to come in, so it's going to be a 2v1 against Magadansky. I am not sure that he can survive it right now. And Fetta questioning the wisdom of this decision. Magadansky is going for Gargs. The first time we've seen him go for a Garg army in this game, but unfortunately Soso has mass tanks. This is a very hard army army combination for him to counter with Soso and Kai. And there you go. Archmage does go down. If he can kill off all of the heroes here for Soso, maybe that will change things off. A beautiful death pact right there at the last minute for Magadansky. I suspect that we're going to see Soso go ahead and tavern his hero. He is up to 7,000 gold though. And Magadansky at 4,000, he is teching up to try and get his tier 3 again. But it does not look good for him, especially if Kai is going to hard 2v1 him. Kai is down to 38 food, no gold. And really, he is just playing the wild card factor. Hopefully he does not interrupt the game and make it ruin it for one of the players or the other, because while Magadansky certainly has the hero advantage, Soso does have the army advantage at the moment. And there we go. Soso desperately going for the manip on the gold, quarter of what he actually has. I suspect Magadansky does not believe him at all. The question, though, is does Kai believe him? So we do have triple 10 heroes right now. There is a TP on the Death Knight and no TP on the Lich as we speak. Kai continuing to just send water elementals at him. I mean, at this point you're not even feeding because Maga can't gain any more experience. So here we go. We're just going to go ahead and kick this up to 3 times speed. I think we're going to have a little bit of a wait while our players decide how this is going to play out. When we actually get to the fight, don't worry, we'll slow it back down here, as we are going to see that this is going to be a huge mass TP into Magadansky's base, and while it's not going to completely build and kill him, Soso looks like he's making no effort to try and actually take down Magadansky's armies and heroes, instead going for the building kills. This is probably the wisest move that he can make. Unfortunately, this could mean the end of Magadansky, and the Lich does get TP'd out there, so Maga abandoning what he's got of the base here, desperately hoping that Kai is going to help him 2v1 Soso, but he's got a single Necro here, as well as it looks like 4 buildings at his old main. He is building some Necromancers, or trying to build some Necromancers, but he's food blocked. And there we go, we actually see Paladin Ultimate come into play here. This does not look good for Magadansky. I can't really imagine the scenario where he's going to be able to pull this off, despite the absolutely incredible play that we've seen from him so far. It does look like Kai is going to try and 2v1 Soso now a little bit, and big nuke going off here for Magadansky. Takes out a good bit of Soso's army, but he only has so much gold he can burn and so much time before Soso figures out where the remainder of his buildings are. Archmage is up to level 9. Nothing for the Death Knight 2 Death Pact in the area. Dreadlord does go ahead and use its ultimate. The Infernal is out here, and we'll see if there's a possibility of a hero kill for Magadansky. Looks like Soso being a little more cautious right now. He's got TPs on all of his heroes, and yep, Dreadlord goes down. I think it's safe to say this is going to be GG for Magadansky. Absolutely incredible play from him, but sometimes it does come down to just you get teamed out a little bit and things go south quickly. And understandably so, Magadansky frustrated by the outcome of this game, saying that he only has a Lich left alive, and I'm somewhat surprised he's not gone ahead and called this a GG. Oh, he's got a little bit of gold, so he's going to go ahead and try to rebuild. We'll see how this lasts, but it looks like Kai is going for a strategy of trying to... and Kai asking if he can staff himself, trying to pass it off here. One of the few times that we actually see a player pass an item with the intention of winning and not feeding. Unfortunately, it's not to be in this one, and Soso going for the building kill of Kai now. And we're going to go ahead and just speed this up really quickly, see if there is any more action left in this game. Here we go. So Soso is going to try and take out the remainder of their armies. The Lich is very, very low. Will go down to the Paladin. There we go. That's GG. Called by Maga, and that's going to be the end of the game. Very nice replay there. Soso pulls it off as the winner. Unfortunately, since it was sent to me by Magadansky, it does not have the official winner, but obviously Soso did manage to get it. If we look here, we can see that Magadansky just overwhelmingly dominant in terms of fighting. 32 hero kills. That's not a stat you're going to see very often. So, for everybody watching, thank you very much for watching. Make sure to go ahead and follow us on Twitch, subscribe on YouTube, all those good things, and stay tuned for the Play FFA Cup 5.